Hi, thanks for stopping by. This is Anna's Aqua Home. I'm Anna, and today I have another Christmas ornament to show you how to make. I've been loving making handmade ornaments for many years. This year with the channel, I've gotten actually more chances to use different things, wood, paint. I'm using a lot of felt in my ornaments, but then also, of course, my love is fabric. So I have a cute fabric Christmas bow. I did this in pink because I think a little girl would love a little pink bow to put on their tree, but you could really do this in any color. It would be really nice in some silver or some red fabric. Really, you could make a whole bunch of different colored bows. This one was so much fun to make. I feel like bows are really trending right now and really popular. So I feel like this could even make a keychain. If it wasn't the Christmas season, you could certainly do that and add it to a keychain. I may end up doing that in another video or making some of those to give away. If you have any other ideas, definitely let me know in a comment below. I have a few more weeks before Christmas Day, so I'll definitely be making a few more ornaments before the Christmas season is done. If there's something you want to see, let me know below, but have fun watching. Let's start with some scraps. This is a perfect project to use up some scraps. I have these a rough size, but I still need to trim them and tell you what size they are. So to do that, I've got one piece that is 2.5 by 12 inches, two pieces that are 2.5 by 8 inches, and then this piece I'm going to recut later in the video to 2 inches by 4 inches. To start sewing, I'm going to lay this right side up and then fold in each of the sides. I'm going to go ahead and find the middle so I know where to fold it to just by folding it in half and finger pressing it down. And that way, when I go to fold each side, I know where the center is. And I'm going to put it past the center just a little bit by 1/4 of an inch. So I'll try to show you that in the shot here. You can see where the center is, and then the bottom piece is 1/4 of an inch to the left, and the top piece 1/4 of an inch to the right. So we are going to be sewing across the top and the bottom of this piece and leaving that middle open. We're not going to sew across that, just the top and bottom. For the 8-inch pieces, we are just going to fold them directly in half and sew up both sides, leaving the top open. And we're going to do that on both of these 2.5 by 8-inch pieces. Now that we've sewn them up, we get to turn them right sides out. This is pretty easy to do, just making sure we get that out. Now the middle, remember we have that hole where we didn't sew, so we can flip it out through that side. All right, make sure to get those corners nice and crisp with a popsicle stick or a chopstick. I actually have some of those that a friend gave me now, so I'm excited to use those. All right, it's beginning to look like a bow. We're going to add a little bit of polyfill, not a whole lot, just a little bit to give it some body, and then we'll start assembling this. I start to put my bow together, and that's when I realized that the little piece that I had cut earlier was just not going to be big enough to keep all of these pieces together. So I start by rolling it into thirds, and then I'm trying to get it wrapped around my whole bow, both the middle piece and the end pieces, and I realize it's just a little too small to do the job securely. So that's when I decide to go ahead and cut a larger piece. That's what I'm doing here, and again, this piece is 2 inches by 4 inches, and that's what I told you at the beginning of the video. So here we go. I've got my little end pieces, my pieces of the bow, and I'm going to fold them into kind of like an accordion. I'm going to fold one side one way, one side the other way, and sew over that just to keep it in place. I'm going to do that to both sides, and I'm going to fold the other one the opposite direction than I did the first one, so that kind of they're folded the way that they go. Sewing over these really helps just to keep them in place as we're putting all of the pieces together. So I'm not going to worry about this opening in the back since we're going to be sewing over that. Here's my larger piece that I cut, and I'm going to put it into thirds. I'm going to just go ahead and fold one side one way, one side the other way. And I'm going to finger press that down just so that it is easier to work with. Just finger pressing it down so that it lays nice and flat. I've also got my piece of macrame cord that I'm going to be putting in there as well. So we've got the top of our bow. Then we're going to go ahead and put our one side of our bow, the other little dangle of the bow, and then with our macrame, go ahead and loop that around the back. Lots of extra. Then we're going to take this. So we're going to be putting a bunch of things all on top of each other. I'm going to take this and wrap it around to the back. Here we go. Whoop. I went ahead and pulled on it before I should have. Okay. Now that we have everything layered together, it's really just a matter of holding it carefully all together so that it doesn't move, and just kind of pushing and pulling so you get the bow exactly how you want. Once the front looks good, you're going to go around to the back, fold the one side over and tuck it in, and that gets rid of that raw edge on that top piece. And then very slowly you're just going to, and very carefully, sew over this on my sewing machine. I didn't get the first couple stitches, but here you can see I've just sewn down one side and then the other side, and now I'm just slowly through my machine sending that bow so that it gets nice and secure. I'm backstitching at the top and the bottom. And it's not too hard because the polyfill is just so light and fluffy to sew through. It's not that many layers of fabric, it's just a little awkward. Here is the front of that cute little bow ornament. We just have to tie a loop in the macrame cord, but this turned out so well. I absolutely love it. It was not very time consuming, it was pretty easy. I love floofing the end of that macrame cord to give it a little bit of body, but how cute is that? I just love the way that this turned out, and I hope you like it as well, and consider making one for yourself. I made this in pink, but I think it would be great in red. I think it would be cute in gold or silver too, or a whole bunch of different colors. Let me know in the comments also if you would have finished this off with a glue gun instead of sewing that center part. I chose to sew it and it turned out really well, but definitely let me know if you would have done it differently. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy and you go make one for your own homemade Christmas.